Joe just mentioned that he was really impressed with the IQ of everyone for being able to so quickly kind of pick things back up from where you guys left off. Just after that many months of not being able to play together, what have kind of been the most difficult things to kind of get back in the flow of?
I think the first thing, is just like you said, remembering the plays. To be honest with you, I think you said he was impressed. No, it wasn't, right?
Yeah, he said he was impressed. Yeah.
Well, Joe, you never know, so I had to make sure. But no, I think I agree with him. I think guys, have been really locked in. We've had a couple of Zoom sessions over the break to kind of just, kind of refresh our memory on a lot of different things. And it made, coming back and practicing a lot easier. Guys are picking it up. Even the rookies have been, ahead of the game as well. So I think that's been one of the biggest things for sure. And as well as everybody's conditioning too. I think that's been a big standout for sure.
Okay, great. Next question will be from Ben Dowsett, Forbes.com.
Hi, Donovan. How you doing?
Hey, Ben, how you doing?
Doing very well, thank you. I actually wanted to ask you a bit about conditioning that you just mentioned. Obviously, this has been a really long down period for you guys. How does it compare to, the start of an off season, a traditional training camp? Is anything different happening in terms of what you guys are being run through? Anything different the staff is giving you guys?
I think the biggest thing, was we came from being pretty much at the close to the peak of our fitness and our conditioning. So you take that time off. But it's kind of think it's a little bit easier to come back, as far as the wind, I should say, getting your wind back and doing that type of stuff. The only thing that, will be remain to be seen, and I knock on wood, but it's just the soft tissue, the little things that we didn't really have access to over this time off. But as far as guys' health, like well-being and fitness, and as far as running up and down the court, getting through screens, it's been it also helps that we've been in Salt Lake for 2 weeks. So coming down here where it's humid and hot, it's actually it's been beneficial for us. But I think just being able for guys to be able to get through screens, playing with contact, I think has been huge.
Okay. Next question will be from Sarah Todd, Deseret News. Sarah?
Hey, Don, I was just wondering kind of what it's like. I mean, after all this time, you get to Orlando and then you're isolated for 2 days and all of a sudden it's like right back into it and you're on the court. So like the last 2 days, I'm wondering kind of what your feelings have been.
I mean, honestly, it's just like, for me, it's like AAU, really. You kind of, except for the quarantine part, but it's been like AAU. I've been just relaxing, studying film and just making sure I can try and eat as well as I possibly can. As far as, nutrition, because, there's temptation to have snacks for sure. But getting right back into it, it's just like, you could take 3 years off. Coach tells you go out there and play. We're ready to go. And I think guys have been really locked in, ready, and really focused on that aspect. I think it's been pretty good.
Okay, next question will be Andy Larson, Salt Lake Tribune.
Hey, Donovan, wanted to ask you, you guys will have a decent amount of free time here over the next couple of months off the court. Do you have any goals on what you want to accomplish with that time?
Finish Game of Thrones again. That'll be good.
Okay. I mean,
no, I know what you mean. I'm just messing with you. I think, the biggest thing is just being able to stay mentally locked in. That's going to be the toughest part. It's going to be long without seeing our friends and family. So just being able to stay locked in, and that just doesn't go just for myself. I don't have kids, but for guys who have kids, and not just with us, but with the whole entire league. But for me, honestly, just staying mentally ready, mentally engaged, because I can't tell you the last time I've had practice at 6 o'clock every night. So being able to take care of yourself throughout the day, get some rest, be ready to stay locked in, and because it gives you that feeling of like AAU summer camp or summertime vibe, and that's not really the same as an NBA season. So I think being able to stay focused on the goal, I think, will be one of the biggest things. Just being ready to be locked in and watch film and doing what I can to stay, ready.
Thank you.
Okay, next question will be from Eric Woodyard, ESPN.
Hey, what's up, Don? How you doing, man?
What up, B? Good.
You been good, man. Good. You've been one of the young guys in the league, man. Being fortunate enough to make the playoffs your first couple seasons, so you got that experience. You compare this to AAU a little bit, but when you say that mentally locked in, do you have anybody that you talk to or somebody you can lean on throughout this process to kind of help you to stay locked in? Being a young guy.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me, it's no secret. I'm close with Dwayne Wade. I've talked to him a bunch the past 2 years just about especially come playoff time. But, for right now, I really think this is I'm going to rely a lot on just kind of the maturity that I feel like I've gotten throughout this break, being able to be a leader, go out there and make sure I'm ready and being ready to lead these guys, but as well as seeking out advice. I haven't thought about, who to talk to yet. I think the biggest thing is kind of getting a feel for what we got going on here and then kind of going through there. Once playoffs start, I think it's a little bit different, without fans. I think the runs won't be as hectic. The 6, 7, 8-0 runs won't feel like 8-0 runs as they would if we're playing an away game or a home game. So that's what I mean by staying locked in, because that 8-0 run can turn around real quick. I mean, it can in a regular game, but it won't be as drastic on either end, whether you're up or down. So being able to stay locked in on every play and understand that, next possession, being able to, next game, whatever it is, I'll be ready to stay mentally ready for that.
Okay, next question, Tony Jones, The Athletic.
Hey, Donovan, how you doing?
So,
you guys, what are your feelings on, just basically you guys importing the weight room from Salt Lake, and is there a favorite exercise that you like to do that's individualized that you wanted to definitely have in Orlando?
I think just some of the leg press stuff. I think will get my legs stronger. Definitely a help, as far as being able to stay, and that's another different part of conditioning, making sure your legs are stronger. So leg press, being able to get that work in. Honestly, Tony, I just started lifting weights 3 years ago, so I can't really tell you I have a favorite right now, but I would say leg press would be one of the big ones for sure.
Okay, and we have one last question. This is a follow-up question from Sarah Todd, Deseret News.
Hey, Donovan, I was wondering what it was like kind of day 1 to day 2. Quinn had said that he kind of let you guys get out and just run yesterday. Today, did you guys get a little bit more specific? Did you kind of go through the plays or stuff like that?
A little more structured today. Definitely the same type of vibe, though, just continuing to, get up and down the floor, get your legs, just feeling the contact. Honestly, that's the biggest thing that, is getting in shape. Is being in shape and is game shape. The only difference is today we kind of put different schemes in, different lineups in, just so guys can get a feel for one another again, because it's been, 3 or 4 months where guys haven't even been around each other. So whether it's Joe like to catch the ball, or whether it's Mike like to continue to, somebody like to space what plays is Mike like, what plays benefit Mike and Rudy, in certain situations, or myself and Rudy, or Joe and Rudy, or how to get Royce a shot. There's so many different things on the line that you gain from being able to play with each other. And I think that's just been one of the biggest things that we've been trying to do, is just kind of interchange and kind of get used to each other again.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.